The medical bay of the Terran horizon hummed with sterile efficiency as Jack Harrison completed his rounds. 3 years as a field medic on the frontier stations had taught him that space was unforgiving, but humanity's enemies could be worse. The Kryn Empire had left scars across a dozen colony worlds, and the survivors bore wounds that went deeper than flesh. "Dr. Harrison?" The station commander's voice crackled through his comm. "We've got an incoming shuttle. Refugee transport from Epsilon 7. They're requesting immediate medical assistance." Jack's jaw tightened. Epsilon 7. The mining colony that had fallen 6 months ago. Reports said there were no survivors. On my way. The docking bay was chaos. 43 beings stumbled off the transport. Humans, a few Centaurians, 2 Arkelian traders. All skeletal thin, eyes hollow with horrors Jack could only imagine. The Kryn didn't believe in quick deaths. He moved through them with practiced efficiency, triaging injuries, distributing rations and trauma blankets. Burns, malnutrition, broken bones poorly healed. Standard for Kryn captives. Then he saw her. She sat apart from the others, pressed against the far wall of the bay. Her designation tattoo, burned into her forearm by Kryn slave markers, read A447. But someone had scratched Anna beneath it, the letters carved with desperate precision. Anna's species was difficult to determine beneath the grime and scars. Her skin carried a faint blue-gray pallor that suggested Valorian heritage, but her features were obscured by 6 months of captivity. She clutched a refugee blanket around her shoulders like armor, her eyes fixed on the floor. Jack approached slowly. "I'm Dr. Harrison. I need to check your injuries." She flinched but didn't look up. "No need. It's protocol. Everyone gets examined." I said no. Her voice was barely a whisper, but it carried the weight of finality. Jack crouched to her level, keeping his distance. "Anna, that is your name, right? I'm here to help. I'm dirty." The words came out broken, raw, inside and out. You don't want to touch me." Jack had heard variations of this before. The Kryn specialized in breaking spirits as thoroughly as bodies. "Whatever happened to you wasn't your fault." "Let me help." Anna's laugh was bitter, hollow. "You don't understand. The Kryn, they modified us. The ones they kept longest, made us useful." She finally looked up, and Jack saw something desperate and terrified in her eyes. "I'm not even fully organic anymore. I'm contaminated." "Contaminated how?" "Kryn biotechnology. They injected us with their nanites, rewrote our cellular structure, made us into walking experiments." Her voice dropped to a whisper. "I'm dirty with their filth, down to my DNA. Some of us didn't survive the process. The ones who did were not what we were." Jack's medical training kicked in. Kryn bioweapons were nightmare fuel, but they were treatable. Usually. "I need to see to assess what we're dealing with." "You'll be disgusted." "I'm a doctor. I don't get disgusted. I get to work." Anna hesitated, then slowly loosened her grip on the blanket. "Don't say I didn't warn you." Jack lifted the blanket and froze, not from horror, from wonder. Where he'd expected to see corruption and decay, he saw something else entirely. Anna's skin was traced with luminescent patterns, delicate circuits of bioluminescent tissue that pulsed gently with her heartbeat. They ran along her arms, her shoulders, disappearing beneath her torn clothing in intricate networks of light. But it was her back that made him catch his breath. Wings. Not Kryn biotechnology gone wrong, but something the nanites had unlocked. Vestigial structures from her Valorian ancestry, activated and enhanced. They emerged from her shoulder blades in graceful arcs of translucent membrane shot through, with those same glowing patterns. "Damaged, yes." One was partially torn, but undeniably beautiful. "I'm a monster," Anna whispered, trembling. "They made me into something wrong." Jack slowly shook his head. No, you're not. The Kryn nanites tried to corrupt you. But something went different, didn't it? They activated something already in your genetic code. These wings, they're Valorian, dormant traits that your people evolved millions of years ago, before they adapted to higher gravity worlds. But the corruption is fighting against your own biology. Look. Jack carefully touched one of the luminescent patterns. Anna flinched but didn't pull away. These aren't Kryn patterns. They're following your neural pathways, your circulatory system. Your body is rejecting the Kryn programming and transforming it into something else. Something yours. Tears streaked through the grime on Anna's face. I can feel them. The nanites. They itch under my skin. They whisper in frequencies I shouldn't be able to hear. Then we'll remove them. It won't be easy, but we've developed Kryn biopurge protocols. It'll take time, but we can clean out the foreign elements while preserving what your body has reclaimed. Why? Anna's voice broke. Why would you bother? I'm damaged, contaminated, used up. Jack met her eyes steadily. Because that's what humans do. We don't abandon people because someone tried to break them. We don't see contamination, we see survivors. We see strength. And we sure as hell don't give up on someone just because healing them will be difficult. He pulled off his jacket and draped it over her shoulders, over the blanket. You're not dirty, Anna, you're wounded. And wounds can heal. For the first time since the transport arrived, something other than despair flickered in Anna's eyes. Hope, fragile as new glass but undeniably there. The wings, she whispered. Will they work? After treatment? Jack smiled. Only one way to find out. But yeah, I think they will. Your species was meant to fly once. Maybe it's time you remembered how. Anna's fingers clutched his jacket, the luminescent patterns on her hands glowing a little brighter. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. Recovery's going to be hard work. I'm not afraid of hard work. For the first time, Anna smiled. It was small, uncertain, but real. I survived the Kryn. I can survive healing. As Jack helped Anna to her feet and guided her toward the medical bay, he reflected on what made humanity special in this vast, often cruel galaxy. It wasn't their weapons or their ships or their tactical brilliance, it was this: the absolute refusal to see someone suffering and walk away. The stubborn insistence that every being deserved dignity, care, and a chance to heal. The Kryn had tried to create monsters. Instead, they'd given Anna back something precious she'd never known she'd lost, and humanity would ensure she had the chance to spread those wings and fly. End.